Hello, I hope you are well and welcome to my channel, Hannah Tay. Get yourself a beverage, a nice little snack. I'm going to be doing a sit down chatty video of my June and July books that I read. I have some nostalgia. I have a book that I think is a scam, but I think that you might all like it, so maybe that will turn into a bit of a debate. And then I have a book that is maybe my favourite book of the year. So I have my mum mug. Tell me what mug you have because I collect mugs. I'm obsessed with mugs. Always my mum, forever my friend. I bought it for myself. I do have children, but they're very young. So I bought it. It's a little pick-me-up for myself there. And I'm going to get straight into it. So I'm going to start off with just some cute nostalgia. So I've been doing Summerween on my members. If you become a member of the channel, you get access to so many videos that are member only videos. They'll never be made public. And I did a Summerween vlog over there of all the books that I thought I had on my shelves that were summer vibes, but horror, spooky vibes as well. Loved doing that so much. And I'm going to talk about those books. So I'm going to start off with a fun nostalgia one. This is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This was a TV series. It was with people, real life actors, then turned into a cartoon TV series. I don't know if it ever had any films. I don't think it did. It should have had films, I feel. And I loved both. The TV series with the actors, the TV series animated, loved them both so much. And so these are books and they're all numbered so you can collect all of them. I find them in charity shops. This one is Harvest Moon. Now I have read, years ago when I lived in Birmingham, I read a Sabrina the Teenage Witch book and I hated it. I thought it was rubbish. There was no Salem in it. Salem's her talking cat. He's like the main one in it. So she has to go and live with her aunts. And they're witches, and they're training her up to be a witch herself. She is one already, but they're training her how to use her magic appropriately. You then have a talking cat called Salem, who is sarcastic, sassy. He's absolutely amazing, and it's all the troubles Sabrina gets into. But it's not like Jill Barklam's The Worst Witch, because she's away from home. She's at a boarding school. There's cute little illustrations in it. This is more like teen romances and dramas, high school drama, that kind of thing. And she's also a witch in the normal world, so everyone around her is mortal, but she's a witch, so how does she manage that within it? Love them. Love just like the stars, a black border with stars along it. There's just something really gorgeous about this copy. So this is Harvest Moon. So every year at the school, someone gets picked to put on the dance. It's the harvest dance. It's pumpkins, it's scarecrows, it's cute. Sabrina gets it this year and she wants to make it all about outer space. She doesn't want the typical kind of Halloween vibes. And so this was a good Summerween pick because it was kind of rejecting scarecrows, Halloween, plaid, like none of that. No, we're going to outer space. There then is a girl who she really wanted to organise it, so she's going to try and take Sabrina down. And it's about her aunts telling her when she can use her magic, what she can't use to do with her magic. Really enjoyed it. Really fun little read. Thought it was a very cute little read. I thought I would also share with you my obsession with Sabrina the Teenage Witch. When I was a child, this is a relic from my childhood, I had the Sabrina the Teenage Witch house and it was my favourite thing in the world. Here it is here. And now my son plays with it. It has a conservatory, but I don't know where that conservatory has gone. There. From the animated cartoon series, I'll show you the inside. It has pictures of her with her aunts. There's like one behind the bed. The bed flips down. Like so, and there's her and her aunts, and then this white thing on the side is a lift. So you open the door. I've lost the figures. You put your figures in there and then you move this bat on the side and it's a lift that takes your figures from the upstairs to the downstairs. It's so cute. And then here is a genie, so you like make a wish. So make a wish now as you're watching this. Close your eyes. What do you wish for? You ready? The genie there is going to make your wish come true. You then have a little hatch and then you have stairs. Like, it's really well made, intricate. Like, look at it. So cute. I've lost the figures and I've lost the furniture for it. So I don't know where all that's gone, but Very cute. My obsession for Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This is my proof. I was really obsessed with Sabrina so much. So I'm glad that I do like one of the books, because once you've watched everything of it, it's like, oh, that's it, it's done. And so it's nice to see these in a charity shop, a little nod, little bit of nostalgia, cute little reads. I then read 2 Goosebumps books. Now, I didn't read them when I was a child. I wasn't diagnosed with dyslexia as a child. I didn't know that I had like this love for reading or anything like that. So I didn't really read anything. I just read Tracy Beaker. That was it. Jacqueline Wilson. That was it. So going into the Goosebumps world, I'm actually absolutely loving it. So this is by R.L. Stine, and they came out in the 90s. This one is Goosebumps, Say Cheese and Die. And this is about a boy and his friends somehow find a camera. And then when he takes pictures with this camera, it predicts something that's going to happen. So someone will be missing from the picture and they'll think, oh, where's that person? And then that person will go missing. Or take a picture of, say, a car, and then that car ends up in a car wreck. But the picture that comes out of the camera is predicting the future. So you take a picture of a car, the car's looking great. When the picture comes out, the car is wrecked. And then there is a car accident. So they have to work out, is this camera predicting the future, kind of like Final Destination, or is this camera cursed? And just whatever this lens takes a picture of, it curses that person. So then something bad happens to them. So is it prophesizing? Is it making the magic itself, the curse? Where did the camera come from? It goes into all of that. Who created this camera? Whose was it originally? All of that. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was really great book. Enjoyed that one. We then have Goosebumps, The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. This is about a girl and her brother every year go and stay at their grandparents' farmhouse. And their grandparents have a massive cornfield, and they have a man who lives there with his son, and he works on the land for them. So when they go there, their granddad tells them creepy stories. Their grandma makes them massive stacks of chocolate chip pancakes. It's a really great time. But when they go this year, everything's odd. The farm man keeps saying the scarecrows walk at midnight. And they're like, oh, he's kind of an odd man anyway. So they're like, oh, that's like Stanley. He's a bit odd. That's how he is. Then his son Styx starts playing pranks on them, being like, oh, you city kids, you're not like used to the country and all that. So they're a bit annoyed with him. Then their grandma starts making healthy food. She's not making her lovely, delicious food like she used to. And their grandfather has forgotten all his stories and he can't tell them any scary stories. So then the thing is, well, something is odd. And Stanley, the farmhand, keeps talking about the scarecrows walk at midnight. I read it in the book. It's in this book. And so they're thinking, well, what book are you talking about? Is this you are all kind of playing a prank on me? One of you is playing a prank, or is it something actually deeper is happening? One thing I will say is it ends the story and then starts another cliffhanger, which I thought was odd. To like the last few pages is another story and then it's cliffhangered, and that story isn't a story that goes on. It's not like it's setting you up for another book. It's just like a fun little cliffhanger at the end. Don't love that. For me, a perfect Goosebumps book is fantastic, describing everything, described to such great detail that you're in the world with them all, and then it's all wrapped up at the end. This is also, both of them are great Summerween reads. This one, Say Cheese and Die, it's so hot they're buying ice cream. Then in this one, they have to go down to the lake. The scarecrows walk at midnight. They're at the lake trying to cool off because it's so hot at the farm. So they are great kind of Summerween vibes. For me, Summerween is a fun book set in summer with creepy vibes, but fun book, not too heavy or anything. So I really enjoyed The Scarecrows Walk at Midnight. I didn't love that the end was on a bit of a cliffhanger. I just felt that kind of ruined the cozy vibes for me personally, but I did enjoy that book. We then have a knockoff Goosebumps, is what I'm calling it, Shivers. This is by M.D. Spencer, and you will see they've really, like, let me put two together. They've really copied Goosebumps, and they came out around the same time. Can you see the font, everything about them? And Goosebumps came out first, and then there were the Shivers books. This is about a boy, he's being picked on, he then goes somewhere. I don't want to like spoil these books for you, there's going to be no spoilers here. He goes somewhere and gets a wish, and then be careful what you wish for, because his wish does actually come true. And then there's a fun fair. I loved the descriptions of the fun fair. It was describing every single stall at the fun fair. I absolutely loved that. This was a fun little read. I did enjoy this little Shivers book. I have another Shivers book to read somewhere, and then I'll probably just stick to Goosebumps. If I see in the charity shop a Goosebump book, I'm much more likely to buy it than a Shivers book. But this was nice. It was a fun read. You didn't really have many other characters. I feel like in Goosebumps there was loads of different characters. There wasn't just the main one. There was their friends, their family, their siblings. Whereas in Shivers, it really just focused on this one boy, and you didn't really get to know the lives of anyone else in it. But it was fun. It was a fun little read. We then have, I feel this is like BookTube royalty. It's a book everyone used to read back in the day and hold up. And this is Prom Nights from Hell. And it's by 5 different authors. And they were given the brief. You have to write a short story, which really, this is over 300 pages. They're basically novellas. You have to write a novella, and it has to be around a prom night somehow, and it has to be a horror, creepy vibe. The first 2 stories, absolutely loved. The second 2 stories, I was like, oh, I'm not loving it. And then the last one, I absolutely loved and adored. So I shall tell you which one. So Meg Cabot, loved. Lauren Miracle, adored. Then we have Kim Harris's story, Michelle Jaffe's story, didn't love. We then have the end, the Queen, bow down for the Queen, Stephanie Meyers. Of course, my love, I read Twilight recently, loved it, adored it. Stephanie Meyers one was really lovely as well. And to give you kind of an idea of these short stories, there was one where someone's died and they've come back as a ghost. There was another one where a demon is trying to wreak havoc on everyone's life during prom night. There is another one where an accident happens at prom night, so it takes someone's life. There is a vampire hunter at prom night trying to hunt someone who they suspect is a vampire. And then they end up having this ballroom dance with this gorgeous vampire. So just like a mixed bag of stories. 5 stories, I loved 3 of them. I feel like that's quite good going. I don't normally read short stories because when I'm into a story and I'm liking the character, I want more and more from that character, and I feel like short stories and novellas just stop a little bit too early for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want the detail with the detail. I want to get to know everyone. I'm nosy. And then the short story is just, it's like the story without the whole flesh on it. Still, Doris Lessing's short story, I think it's called To Room 50 something, the best short story you'll ever read in your whole entire life. Look up Doris Lessing short story. Such a good short story. Stunningly good. But I did enjoy Prom Nights from Hell. I thought it was a fun little book. We then have a book which I think is a scam. Then we're going to save the best till last. The book that I think will be on my top favourite books of this year list when we finish the year. This next book, now I know. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. I'm worried. I'm scared. You're going to be like, you heartless cow. You mean little cow. I know everybody loves this. I haven't seen the animated version of it. I've seen a little bit of it at Christmas. I was at someone else's house. It was playing on the TV and I thought it was cute. I thought, oh, wow, that's cute. But I didn't really watch it 'cause, you know, you're talking to other people. It was just kind of playing. So I haven't seen the animated TV. This is what it originated from. This is what it was about. I got this from a charity shop for £1.50. And this is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. This is by Charlie Mackesy and everybody adores it. And let me just say, this isn't cloth bound. It's giving the idea that it's cloth bound, but it's actually paper around here. But don't you think this, when you look at it, you think, oh, that's cloth bound. That bit on the spine, the blue navy bit. No, it's paper. They've just cleverly done it and then put this gold on it, so it looks like cloth bound with gold foil, but the whole thing is paper. Anyway, getting into the detail there, Jesus. But this, when you open it up, stunning. So you have these horses on musical paper, gorgeous. It then goes into this boy. He befriends a mole, he befriends a fox, he befriends a horse, and they're going on this journey to try and get home, try and get the boy home, wherever home is. And a lot of it is just this. So it'll be 2 pages. One's got an illustration, or a lot of the pages are blank, which I'll show you in a minute. One's got an illustration, and then the words are in this gorgeous kind of, like it's been written by with a quill or something. Gorgeous there. And it's saying, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? Kind, said the boy. So it's all like be kind, do kind things. There is a little bit of colour illustration, like this one page is simply the mole, just the mole. And then there's some writing there. I'm going to actually just at random pick a page because you don't really need to follow the story. There's not much of a narrative to it, but it's supposed to be a book like we all should be kind and we all should be brave and we should be kind to ourselves most of all. And it's good to be kind with then these beautiful illustrations. And it is a beautiful book. Like you can just look at it. It's beautiful to look at, stunning. So I'm just going to pick at random something, and you got to say whether you have ever heard this saying before. I think everyone is just trying to get home, said the mole. That to me is everyone is trying to get back to their inner childhood, inner child where they feel most comfortable. We're all trying to get back to some sense of home, or is home the womb? We're trying to get back to the womb. Like I've heard that saying before. Everyone's just trying to get home. Another one. One of our greatest freedom is to hear how we react to things. So control your emotions, control how you react to things, and then you'll be truly free. Is how when you react to things, true freedom isn't just reacting and being reactionary, angry, annoyed. It's the freedom. Can you see the other side of the page is completely blank? It's the freedom to, rein in your emotions. Okay, next page. Just gonna, you can see it flicking. Okay, let me do it. So you just need to say like, is this generic? Next one, it's just a picture. Next one. That's that one again. Oh my God. And there's a lot of like the mole likes cake. So he'll just be saying about life is difficult, but you are loved. I think this is a great book if you're going through something hard or you're grieving. This is a great book to give to someone who is grieving and to say, just flick open a page and it will have something nice on it that will maybe help you through your day. A nice quote, something you can take with you. This to me is quite overpriced. So I paid, you can see, £1.50 for it. Got it from a charity shop. But this book is $16.99. And I just feel $16.99 for a book people are very, they feel emotionally connected to it. They feel sympathetic to it. It's sentimental to them because maybe they've seen the TV. So it was then turned into like a made-for-TV film, animation. And I think when you feel some kind of sentimentality to something, you're like, I'll pay that for it. Oh, it's okay. Oh, well, there was a quote in it that I really liked, and so I'll pay that for it. But I think if we look at it in the cold light of day, the court of Hannah Tay has commenced. This is a book that is, the spine is not cloth back. The spine is paper. It's a normal kind of hardback book, and a lot of the pages are blank, and it's just for me quite generic. You fell, but I got you. Often the hardest person to forgive is yourself. It's a series of very generic. Be kind to yourself is one of the greatest kindnesses, said the mole. Very generic sayings that are not unique. This author has not come out of these sayings by themselves. This is loads of well-known sayings that we have had for years, and they have just put this into this narrative story of, it's not much of a narrative, but they're travelling home, that's it. It's no The Little Prince. That's all I'm going to say. That's a very poignant, fabulous book, The Little Prince, but this isn't that. This is a collection of generic sayings, beautifully illustrated, beautifully presented, but at the end of the day, the book itself is paper, not cloth bound, not leather bound, and it's being sold for $16.99. A lot of the pages are blank. Is it a scam? I don't know. I feel like if you get it and you like it, great. I'm not going to get rid of it. So I feel like it's not a scam. I paid £1.50 for it. But if I had paid $16.99 for it, would I feel, that seems a bit pricey for what this book is? And it can live on my shelf. I can flick through it. If I'm having a bad day, I can flick through it and maybe that'll put my day up. I feel like whatever gets you through is fine. So if you love watching, like I like The Real Housewives, that's like trashy TV. But if I click on The Real Housewives, it kind of relaxes my brain somehow. I think it reminds me of being a teenager, and I can just watch The Real Housewives. I'm not harming anyone. It's not doing any harm. That is what it is. This is very much what this book is, but you're asking people for $16.99 for it. You know, if people want to pay that, people can pay whatever they want for whatever they want, can't they? But I just don't know. Let's put the defendant in the dock. I don't know if that's a scam. I'm not sure. I just feel there's such a shaky time at the moment. People kind of feel quite pessimistic between life. Do you see how I mispronounced pessimistic? Pessimistic. Why am I saying it like that? People feel down by the world and by things, especially on social media, that like everything's terrible. That books like this can charge that amount of money because people are looking for some kind of pick me up, so they're going to buy it. And this isn't anything against like the book or the publisher. I'm just saying I wouldn't have wanted to pay $16.99 for this book. I would feel like, whoa, that's a lot to pay for this. Even though it's a gorgeous book and everything, it is just generic sayings. I'm going to move off this topic of this book, but tell me what you think. I feel we're going to see a real trend of this. I feel like a weather person. Oh my God, I feel like, have you ever seen the film Shark Tale? My son's obsessed with it. Hello, I'm Katie Current. Welcome to the reef. Are we ever going to get rid of these sharks? Is there not a hero among us? Katie Current here. I feel like the newsreader, Katie Current, the fish. Anyway, it's fine. It was fine for me, £1.50. Wouldn't have wanted to pay the full price for it. I think we're living in, people feel uncertain terms, whether we are or not. People feel that way, especially as it's portrayed on social media and like 24 hours news, like breaking news, everything's bad, that these books, we're going to see them explode onto the scene as this kind of, here's a little respite, here's something to make you feel better, when actually you could just scroll Instagram and find a lot of these sayings. Anyway, next we have Alice Walker's By the Light of My Father's Smile. Alice Walker is my favourite author. There's no one really who comes near or can compete with her. This book is such a fantastic novel. You have to read it. This is about a woman called Savannah and different people within Savannah's life, and they all tell it from their different perspectives. So it starts with the ghost of her father. Her father is a ghost. He hasn't been able to pass it on to the afterlife. He's just a ghost kind of watching her and doing her day-to-day life, and then talking about his own life, his own marriage, her childhood. In her childhood, her parents were researchers, and they, because they were both black, were not sent out anywhere to like remote communities to find out things about them and research them and study them. Because of racism at the time, they weren't sent out. So they decided her dad was going to pretend to be a pastor. So he was then sent out to a remote part of Mexico, to this small community of people, pretending to be a pastor, but really he was studying the people. It then goes into, we have Savannah, who was very well behaved, obedient, and then you have her sister Magdalene, who everyone called Mad Dog, who was actually just mad, free-spirited, wild child. And her dad always favoured her, Savannah, but he always was very afraid of Mad Dog and wanted to kind of beat her into submission. It then goes into, through history, how women have been beaten into submission. So many great lines about the witches, and imagine taking your most smartest, powerful, amazing women and they burnt them and they got rid of them. And then there's other narratives within it. So Savannah's husband is Greek. They go to Greece. She realises there's a woman who's a dwarf who lives in the church. She's called Eileen. She then befriends Eileen, and Eileen tells her the story of her life. Savannah is a lesbian later on. So her and her husband get divorced, and she meets a woman who she falls in love with called Pauline. And then it's Pauline's perspective. Pauline was raised really poor, was raised completely different from Savannah, and really resents Savannah for it. You then have what happened to Mad Dog. So as a girl, everyone in this small community in Mexico nicknamed her Mad Dog because that means you're wise. And they just knew she just kind of had it, like that life thing of, I'm going to live my life to the fullest. I'm going to truly enjoy life. Mad Dog, wise, she's got it. Whereas Savannah is much more obedient, placid, but why everyone in the end resents Savannah is because she is happy. She is content within her life. She is not continually wandering and looking for things. She is happy and can make the most of whatever situation she has. There's so many different great points and great things within it. Let me read to you the witchcraft bit though, because I know you're absolutely going to love this. So these are two women in conversation talking about Europe and how Europe it gave itself to like medicine as opposed to holistic ways, and men from the church taking over and getting rid of the witches when really the witches were the greatest people within our society, and that Europe has lost its mother, meaning Mother Nature, the earth. So you'll love this bit. Okay. Europe lost her strong mother. The men who controlled the Christian church during the Middle Ages burned her at the stake. The witch burnings, remember? Imagine your strongest, best, most spirited women, wisest and best men too, because the best men always love women. Imagine all of them captured, tortured and systematically put to death over a period of centuries. Irene shivered. Christian sons of the Inquisition discovered us. Our mothers still respected as midwives and healers. Our parents still wise in the ways of plants and the earth. The envy. Oh my God, I love that whole bit. And it talks about we've kind of come so far away from the earth and from nature, and we think we know it all, but really we're more lost than ever. Oh gosh, loved that so much. And there is a bit about, because there's Ina May. If you remember when I was pregnant and I was like, I don't want a C-section, I bought that book, that mad book, Ina May. It's not a mad book at all, but it's Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. Ina May was a woman who was basically a hippie, and when the hippies were traveling around in caravans, some of the women would go into labour, and so she started helping women deliver babies, even though she wasn't a midwife herself. She then trained up to be a midwife, and now she has a place in America that a lot of Amish women, she's not Amish, but a lot of Amish women go to give birth, and she believes that birth needs to be less medicalised. Now, Alice Walker wrote the introduction for that Ina May book. That's what got me interested in the Ina May book. And in this, Alice Walker does talk about childbirth and the disconnect with, I wasn't really going to talk about it, but maybe I will, because obviously I've had 2 C-sections, so I am the problem. I am the disconnect between that. So you talk about blood, about men don't see blood, so that's why they go to war, that's why they go to kill each other. Birth is a powerful ceremony, childbirth, talking about mother of ceremonies for good reason. A trail of blood leads you directly to it. If you erase the trail, you keep people from discovering the ceremony. You can pretend it isn't even happening, or if it is happening, that it isn't really important. So she's talking about the medicalisation of birth. I don't actually agree with that. I don't agree that you have to see the blood and, rip the baby out of your hoo-ha to actually feel that you've given birth. I laid on that table, had a cesarean, cut 7 layers deep. They then move your organs about, move everything about and get the baby out. Then they stitch you back up. I still feel that's a birth. And I don't feel disconnected. I don't feel like, oh, that's nothing. I can go and do that on a Tuesday, back and work on the Wednesday. Like, I don't feel a disconnect. Maybe some women will feel a disconnect from their bodies, from themselves, from their babies. But I personally, having had 2 cesareans, don't. So there were some bits in it I didn't agree. I don't have to agree with everything, that's in a book. There were things that I was like, I don't really agree with that point, or I don't really agree with that point. But I still loved it. I still adored the book. I loved the book. And there's so many moments that I tabbed within it. I don't know if you can see there. So many tabs of just moments that I'm going to reread and love and adore. And I love the cover. It's a very simple cover. And I love it. Can you see? Gorgeous spine. I love this pink. Gorgeous. So tell me what you have read recently. If you've read any great books that you think, oh, I read this, Hannah. Oh my God, you're absolutely going to love it. Let me know. Do you think I'm right that $16.99 is it's steep for me? All money things are like relative, aren't they? Because obviously if you're a millionaire, you'll be like $16.99 on a book, absolutely fine. But I just feel I don't really know what you're getting for $16.99, but I don't buy new releases. So maybe that is the going rate. I mean, looking at the Booker Prize books, they're £13 hardback and the paperbacks haven't come out yet. And the paperbacks are $9.99. So I'm looking obviously to read the Man Booker Prize books, but I'm being careful obviously what I buy. I can't buy them all. I can't buy them all 13 books. Let's say they're £13. Like, no, I can't be able to do that. Where someone else might go, oh, that's a bargain, that's cheap. There is also that thing when people talk about, well, you'd pay, say, £12 to go to the cinema for an hour and a half, but you won't pay £12 to read a book for hours of entertainment. Yeah, because I can get this from the charity shop and I don't go to the cinema. I've got DVDs. Let me pick a DVD at random. Let's see what I've got. I've got The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'll be enjoying that at home. I don't go to the cinema. So it's like people say, oh, well, you'd pay to go to a gig. I don't go to a gig. I stay at home. So I've got my books here from charity shops, like £1 a book. I've got DVDs here I can enjoy. I'll at random pick another. What? Oh, The Little Mermaid. I can enjoy The Little Mermaid and The Hunchback of Notre Dame in the comfort of my own home. Thank you very much. And I can enjoy these books that I've got from a charity shop. Thank you. So I'm not the perfect person to kind of talk about maybe prices of books because I don't buy them brand new, so I'm not kind of into that whole thing. I just found that interesting. $16.99 for a book. The majority of it is black and white, but there is some colour illustrations, and I understand it costs money to print a book with colour illustrations and all that. 100% get it. I just found it an odd price point. Whereas let's see how the Alice Walker book, $6.99, brand new, $6.99. This is by the publisher The Women's Press. I love everything The Women's Press actually bring out. I normally love all their things. I love, what's Faye Weldon? She's Penguin, but she's really Women's Press. You know, it's a certain vibe, isn't it? The Women's Press, to be honest. A lot of Alice Walker. I also like Picador. Maybe I should do a video on publishers and what publishers I like and what publishers I hate, because some publishers kind of publish the same types of books. So they'll have one book by a best-selling author and then they'll publish other books that seem like that book, whereas other stuff is more mixed. I like Persephone books, but I wish they had just stuck to females who were underrated. I don't know why they added in the men. Why are the men there? I don't know why they did that. I feel like they should have kept it a little bit more with the females. Do you know what I mean? Love Puffin, anything Puffin, Penguin, Q. Obviously Everyman editions are my favourite editions, but that would bankrupt me. Obviously I love Barnes & Noble Leatherbound editions, but for publishers I love whatever this is. Penguin Modern Classics. That's what I love. I've got Heatwave, The Pumpkin Eater, Animal Farm. Love any of them. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. I hope you are having a nice time. I hope you are drinking your drink, having fun in the sun. If it's hot wherever you are, it's blue skies at the moment, white clouds, looking gorgeous. I'm going to end this video here. Feel free to become a member. Members, if you go onto my channel, there's a whole playlist of all the members videos, and my members videos aren't ever going to be made public. I really don't understand the whole early access members thing. When people say, okay, become a member to my channel, but eventually this video will go public and everyone watch it. Well, I can wait like 24 hours for this video to go public, for everyone to watch. But my members videos will only ever be members videos. So if you become a member, that's the only way you're going to see those videos, and I promise I will not make them public, because otherwise there's no point really paying to be a member, isn't it? You're paying for something that you want exclusively. I find it a bit cheeky when people do members videos but really they're going to put that video out public later on. It's like, oh, it seems a bit ridiculous. But those members videos are only ever going to stay for members. So I hope you have a lovely day, whatever you're doing with your day. Tell me what you think about all these books, and I will see you again soon for another video.